tutti, sono Michele Tomea della Camera di Commercio italiana a Bangkok. Questo pomeriggio a Bangkok e questa mattina in Italia iniziamo a parlare di ICT, opportunità per le aziende italiane in Thailandia. Il progetto è promosso da UnionCamere nella cornice di Stay Export e questo pomeriggio in Thailandia con noi avremo il dottor Narucha Ruchuphan, che è il direttore generale per il Board of Investment di Thailandia, inerente al Dipartimento di Creative and Digital Industries. Durante la presentazione il dottor Ruchuphan presenterà le opportunità di business e di investimenti per aziende straniere, nel nostro caso italiane, in Thailandia. La presentazione sarà in lingua inglese. Io comunque aiuterò le aziende partecipanti, eventualmente se occorresse una traduzione, a fare un'interpretazione alla fine della presentazione. Now I will switch to English. Mr. Ruchuphan, thank you a lot for being with us today. I gave a brief introduction about your profile and about the Board of Investment of Thailand and what your institution can do for foreign companies approaching Thai market. With no much further ado, I will let this virtual stage for you and for the presentation. As I said, I will be available for all the Italian companies to help in asking you like some question right after the presentation and facilitate the communication. And okay, the stage is yours, and now I will let you start. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say good afternoon to everyone. It's my great pleasure to be participating in this webinar today, organized by Thailand Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much. And first, I would like to share my PowerPoint on the screen. Okay. So, so today I would like to share with you about the how Thailand would become your investment destination and what kind of support that the Thailand Board of Investment offer to the investor that would like to do business in Thailand. So okay, so my presentation today would consist of the 4 parts. First, I will start off by giving you the picture of the Thailand and show you some figure about the Thailand. And then I'm going to introduce the Thailand Board of Investment, where I'm working right now. And next, I will touch upon on the digital and ICT industry promotion. And last but not least, I would touch upon a little bit about the investment facilitation that BOI could offer to the investor. So, with no further ado, I would like to start off by giving you the idea about the Thailand. I don't know how much you know about the Thailand, but in terms of geopolitics, I would say that the Thailand is located in very strategic location. We are quite close to the China, India, and Japan in Asia, which they are all the big number of the population. There's been a very huge demand of the product from Thailand, and the Thailand also located in the heart of the ASEAN, which has the population of 650 million. That's quite a huge market as well. For the population of Thailand is around 69 million, which is quite sizable. We may not as big as China or India population, but we are not small either, with 69 million people. And it doesn't show here that the figure of the economics today, but I would say that with the current situations that every country seems to be affected by the pandemic of COVID-19. and the impact on the economy is quite severe. So for the first 5 months of this year of the export performance of Thailand, we see the figure that the export performance of the export sector of Thailand went down to 3.7%. But luckily, this figure is still above the average of the export performance of the many countries in the region. And so far, we have concluded free trade agreement with several countries. For example, the Australia, New Zealand, China, India, and of course the within ASEAN as well. This would help easing the movement of the goods among those countries without any import duty. And I would say that we have a friendly tax environment. For corporate income tax rate in Thailand is 20% of the net profit. For the VAT is 7%, which are very competitive when compared to the tax rate of our neighboring countries. In terms of the workforce, last year we have about 1.5 million students studying in several areas. And for ICT in particular, I would say that it's around 60,000 that study in the ICT area. This is only the figure of the 2019. And right now, I would like to give you the introduction of the Thailand Board of Investment. The Thailand Board of Investment is an investment promotion agency under the Prime Minister Office. What we are doing is that we trying to encourage investment into Thailand by offering the several types of incentives, both tax and non-tax incentives. And we also provide the business support services to the investor that would like to do business in Thailand. And I would say that we have already liberalized our investment regime, so no local content requirements or export requirement at all. And the company can be 100% foreign ownership as well. For the incentive that we grant to the investor is that the both tax and non-tax incentive. For tax incentives, such as we grant the exemption of import and duty on raw material and machinery. And for corporate income tax exemption, we could grant up to 13 years. And for the non-tax incentives, I think this one should be a kind of basic incentive that every company should be getting when they are doing business in Thailand, because it will make your life easier when doing business in Thailand. For example, we grant the land ownership for the foreign company. Normally, under the land code of the Thailand, the foreign company will not be allowed to buy land or to own land. But under the BOI promotion, if you're getting BOI promotion, you'll be able to buy land in Thailand as long as you still do business here in Thailand. And we also try to facilitate the issuance of the work permit and visa. For example, if I would say that after the completion of the document, I can assure that we can issue the visa and work permit within 3 hours. We have a special line for the promoted project in BOI facilities. Here is the how we grant the incentive to the investor. I would like to point out the CIT exemption, because this is one of the most significant incentive that any company would be interested in. The triangle on your left would represent the level of the incentive. It will run from 0 years up to 8 years. It will depend heavily on what you are doing in Thailand. So we will look at the level of technology and the role of your product in supply chain in order to see how much the corporate income tax exemption that we will provide to your project. And of course, since the corporate income tax exemption, normally we could provide up to 13 years. That means if you receive the basic incentive, for example, 5 years corporate income tax exemption period, but you're not satisfied with that, you have some option to go. For example, if you conduct the R&D or you are spending more for doing something like advanced technology training for your employee, so we're gonna add up some certain years of corporate income tax exemption period, but it not to be exceed the 13 years by law. Okay. And right now, I want to touch upon a little bit on the digital and ICT industry promotion in Thailand, because I think digital industry and ICT industry, we have internet user around 52 million. And as the digital economy become important to any country in the world, we expect that digital economy to contribute around 25% to the Thailand GDP. And for your information, the Thailand GDP is around $500 billion. And for internet speed in Thailand is around 34 megabit per second, which is more or less the same of the global average. And you can see that when compared to the speed of the internet to our neighboring country, we're still quite competitive in terms of the speed of the internet. Digital manpower with the 152 universities that offering the ICT program. We have, I already mentioned on the earlier slide that in 2019, we have around 62,000 students studying in ICT. And for the salary of the IT jobs, you can see, for example, programmer with the 5 to 7 year experiences, it's around 1,700 to 2,300 US dollar per month. And for the newly graduated programmer, I would say that it's around 1,000 US dollar per month. This is give you an idea that about the cost of the business in digital business in Thailand. And as we all know that the COVID-19 is affected to many countries in the world, every country in the world actually. And even though it creates the difficulty to every country, but it also provides some opportunity for some business, particularly on the online business. You can see that this is the show the figure in Thailand. We have the huge demand on the online shopping and streaming subscription during the pandemic of the COVID-19. And these are the products and service under the digital and ICT industry. Is also a part of the promotable items for the BOI. And I would say that we are promoting the entire of the supply chain of the digital and ICT industry, from hardware and digital activities, including software development and digital services, and then digital infrastructure. I would say that for hardware, for electronics and telecommunication product, and it's the components playing a very significant role in the export sector for many decades. And we also promoted as I said, the digital activities, including the software developments, such as embedded software, enterprise software, and high value-added software. And also the digital service, no matter in terms of the platform or managed service. And in order to enhance the digital ecosystem in Thailand, we also promoting the digital infrastructure, such as the submarine cable, digital data center and cloud services, and digital park as well. And for some digital business that will enhance the ecosystem, such as the innovation incubation center, makerspace, or co-working space, also receive the incentive from the BOI. And I would say that the entire of this supply chain of the digital industry promotion, we offer very attractive the incentives, but I don't want to overwhelm you with so much information here. So If you're interested in seeing the details of the incentive, you can download from our website as well. And right now, I would like to touch upon the investment facilitation that BOI could offer to the investor. I would like to introduce the center, so-called the One Start and One Stop Investment, which is located right in the middle of the Bangkok. It's very easy to access. With the center, the investor can be able to get several permits in one go. I would say in one go, because the idea is that we get together the representative from several agencies in Thailand, sitting under one roof and provide the service for the investor. For example, you might be able to get the company registration and visa and work permit in one go. And this would help you save your time and make your contact very efficient to contact to the BOI. And last but not least, I would like to mention about the Smart Visa. Smart Visa is a new type of visa. It's not the non-B visa, but a special type of visa. And the purpose of Smart Visa is that we would like to attract the talent and technology through investment. That's why we launched the Smart Visa for anyone who would like to stay in Thailand and work in Thailand. The purpose of the Smart Visa is that the people that are holding holder would get the maximum 4-year visa instead of the 2 years that we normally provide to the non-B visa, and the permission to work with no work permits, because it's a kind of working visa. So it doesn't have to apply for the working permit, and no relative requirement. That means the holder can be in and out of Thailand as frequent as they want, and can enjoy the fast track service at the international airport. And there will be only 5 group of the people that will be eligible for this kind of the Smart Visa. For the we call the Smarty, that means the people could have the expert insight or technology, which is very broad, to apply to get the Smart Visa. And Smart Visa means the executive, that we have some certain condition for a smart executive. For example, have to be 10-year experiences, and smart eye, the investor, for anyone who would like to invest in Thailand for at least the 20 million baht, or for the 5 million baht in the digital industry. And the Smart S, that means anyone would like to start the startup business in Thailand would get this kind of Smart Visa as well. For the easiest way is that you just simply have the startup the business plan and submit to the BOI. We can simply provide the 6-month visa to stay in Thailand. And of course, the last but not least, the smart owners, that means spouse and the children could enjoy all the benefit of Smart Visa, the same as the visa holder as well. So that would put all the end of my presentation. Thank you very much, and I would welcome any question or suggestion that you might have. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot for delivering this very interesting presentation. And now I would like to invite the attendees, if there is anyone that would like to introduce his own business and would like to ask something more specific. You can unmute yourself, you can put your question in the chat, and I will try to deliver to Mr. Ruchuphan your request. Something that perhaps I can add to this presentation at the moment is that Thailand is an ICT hub. We know already in Thailand several European companies that has developed their business benefiting in ICT. So if also some of you would like to be in touch with us to better understand, you can also drop us an email or contact directly the Board of Investment, and we can facilitate the exchange of information.
So if there's no question right now, as you just said, that we would welcome any question or any comments or concern that the audience might have, and you can contact our people anytime with email or online.
And perhaps we can mention also Mr. Ruchuphan, that Board of Investment for Italy has a representative office of BOI from Paris. I know that from time to time, Board of Investment of Thailand can organize also some visit to Italy for specific promotion. And I just want to mention that usually every year we welcome delegation during the SubCon Thailand, usually organized by your office in Paris, that brings several companies interested in expanding their business in Thailand. This year, during the SubCon, of course, because of the COVID situation, it was difficult to travel. But locally, the event was very lively and very interesting in September.
Yeah, okay. I think the SubCon Thailand is, what I would add is that one of the significant event that I think it would be a good start for any company that never been to Thailand before, particularly in terms of doing business in Thailand. It would be a kind of event that we have the variety of the company that would like to show their product and their ability in different types of industry, particularly in the parts and component in automotive industry or aerospace or even digital industry. And if you will be able to have to find some time to visit sometime whenever we have organized this kind of the event, that would be benefiting to your company, because you will learn a lot about the what kind of product or what ability of the industry in Thailand could offer.
Yeah, it's true also. Our Chamber of Commerce, Italian Chamber of Commerce, was established over 40 years ago, and we facilitate information for the international business, either way from Italian companies willing to expand their market into Thailand, or vice versa for Thai company willing to explore the Italian market. And there is a question in the chat. Basically, they would like to ask, is there any way interested companies can speak to BOI before investing in Thailand to see if they can be eligible to be under BOI incentives?
I think, as you just mentioned earlier, that we have our office in Paris. The investor have an option. You can contact directly to, if you see that more convenience, to our office in Paris, or you can email us to the headquarters.
I can add that also BOI is a public office. So I just want to mention that any entrepreneur that would like to touch base with BOI with a business plan, you will find officer that can evaluate your business plan, and they can give you like a first suggestion on how to approach Thailand market.
And again, particularly in BOI in Bangkok, we have two facilities. The first one is, of course, at the BOI headquarters, and the other one is that at the one stop service center that right in the middle of the Bangkok. So if you see which one is more convenient for you to contact, please feel free.
And, one other thing is related to the situation that we are facing because of the COVID. So on a side, Thailand seems to be pretty safe on managing the COVID. But on the other way around, we understand that the local government hasn't prepared yet a way to reopen the country. Do you have any suggestion if you have like business people willing to travel to Thailand for a business meeting, or do you forecast? Can you forecast, let's say, a milestone in slowly reopening and allowing business people to travel back to Thailand? And of course, we understand that the situation changes week by week, and it's not so easy to have a forecast on a long run. But what is your vision and what is your suggestion at the moment?
So actually, as you just mentioned, that Thailand has well organized in terms of the public health management. That's why we can contain the spreading of the coronavirus here in Thailand. But of course, the impact on the economy is quite severe. And Thailand is very much depend on the tourism industry, and also the foreign direct investment as well. So right now, it's still, I would say that the Thai government is quite aware of that, and we are in the process to review any measure that would facilitate more to investors to come into Thailand. But what I would say right now is that we ourselves is one of the part of the working group for screening the investor that would like to come to Thailand to deal with some visit here in Thailand. But they need to get the COE, the certificate of the entry, from the Consul General or the embassy that stationed in your home country. And then you just submit that application to the BOI, and then we will, as I said, a part of the working group to consider that. But anyway, anyone would, even though they get allowance to come to Thailand, they need to find some hotels, just as the ASQ, alternative the state quarantine, to stay at least 14 days. That's the regulation right now. But as I just said, that the Thai government is quite aware of that, and we would like to facilitate more for the investor. So I would say that yesterday I just heard from the government that they try to facilitate the tourists to Thailand. But of course, as I said, that the investor is also one of the significant to our economy, and I would expect that within the end of this month, we will hear the good news for more facilitation for the investor that would like to come to Thailand.
Okay, very well. I think everyone is glad to hear that. And perhaps we can wrap up the presentation. I would say that, of course, Thailand is offering several services for companies to expand their business in ICT. And as you saw from the slide displayed, you see like a skyrocketing, growing in e-commerce that in Thailand and Southeast Asia is very, very interesting. Furthermore, we saw that Thailand has a population of almost 70 million people in an area that we can compare as large as France, so almost 2.5 times larger than Italy. And there is, let's say, not only in Thailand, but in AEC, in ASEAN Economic Community, we are talking about 600 million consumers. Talking to Thailand, Thailand offer many facilities. So by working from Bangkok, from Thailand, you can expand your business in 10 countries with several facilitation in expanding your business. And again, compared to Europe, we're talking about fast-growing countries and over 600 million consumers, with a median age that is about 10 to 15 years younger than Italy. Anyhow, my office is available to liaise any request to the Board of Investment of Thailand. And after also this webinar, we will share the information to reach the BOI Bangkok for further information. So thank you very much. And Mr. Ruchuphan, if you want to deliver like also your conclusion, please, you're welcome.
Yeah, and again, as I think you can see that my first slide is that about the Thailand as the resilience land. I think during this current situation, every country seems to get effect of the COVID-19. But the beauty of the current situation is that whether the country could find the resilience in order to survive, that's the key to success. And I think Thailand is one of the investment destination that we could find the resilience for our investor. So please put Thailand as one of your investment destination. And if you would like further information about any aspect in Thailand, please feel free to contact us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruchuphan. Thank you very much to the Board of Investment to support this project that is delivered to every office of the Chamber of Commerce, like a Board of Trade in Italy, in over 60 provinces, all over 20 regions in Italy. We will use the record of this presentation, and we will put it available on our YouTube channel for further information. And of course, through the YouTube channel and the Office of the Chamber of Commerce, we will support all the companies willing to expand their business approaching the end of the year and 2021. So again, thank you, Kopun Kap, and grazie everyone.
Thank you very much, Kopun Kap.
Grazie ancora a tutti i partecipanti. Caricheremo poi il video sul canale YouTube della Camera di Commercio e ovviamente il mio ufficio a disposizione e gli uffici in Italia di ASSOCamere Estero, UnionCamere, ovviamente il sito Stay Export che ci ha aiutato a preparare questa serie di webinar focalizzandosi sulla Thailandia. Grazie ancora e buona giornata, buon fine settimana a chi è in Italia anche e a presto di nuovo.